Hello, folks, and welcome to another Base Invaders Pack Sunday. My name is Ian, and I am being joined today by BI casting veteran Kaylee. Hello, Kaylee.
Hello, Ian. Thanks for having me. How are you today?
I'm doing all right, thank you. My arms hurt. I made the mistake of doing some exercise, so I'll probably be paying for that over the next several days.
Well, some of us should exercise, some of us should game. No pain, no game, right? No,
Exactly.
wait.
Or, well, I mean, in my case, it's usually play game experience pain, but everyone's experience is different. It
Or
is.
is it more so for your teammates, the more the pain? Just,
Oh, I think we meet it out equally. I think she would say. I usually play in a duo, and I would say that we equally meter out pain to each other. We're just as annoying to each other.
very nice, very nice. Well, we have 30 Thrive. No, sorry. We have 40 teams. 40 teams today, all vying to
Oh,
cause pain
Lord.
to each other. This is going to be a jam-packed event. It's the threes. It's Sunday. It's early morning, and oh, the fun we are about to have.
Yep, that's right. It's 2v3s this week, as Kelly has just said, and the attack phase has just kicked off behind me. I was expecting there still to be some skirmishing around launch site, which is why I parked myself up here. But as you can see, there's no one about. So let's go have a look and see what's going on across the map here. There's going to be a lot, and I mean a lot, of bases for us to try and have a look at. So excuse us if we don't manage to catch everything that's going on here. I feel like the first place we should check out is this looks like a constellation over here. Let's check this.
So the left side of the map looks pretty jam-packed. And again, we're not going to see those people out and about so much. It's a threes. You're going to be behind. There's not enough people to do enough things. So people are still farming, still trying to build. Right now, they're just going to cause a mess for anyone trying to finish their base.
Right now we see Roof only sticking to their name and Roof camping the shit out of People Run over here. And I think that's Fish we can see in the background, which judging by the names seems to be subset of Santa. And that's just 3 of the bases we've got over here because there's a few of them behind me as well.
Now we do have a new map this week, which is kind of interesting. If you join the Discord, you can look at the maps every week. They're always announced. It's kind of like a desert, grass, snow map, everything's split. So we really see a lot more people in the desert right now. These guys seem to be kind of checking each other out. This is a jam-packed neighborhood right here.
This is clearly the place to be. This has been a popular choice, it seems. Now, it looks like I just saw the helicopter has been taken down. So let's go check where that's going to be. Now, am I daft or can I just not see that? Oh, there it is. Obscured by someone's base token here. So it's zzz that seemed to have taken this one. And is that landed on them?
What was that called again, Ian?
Zzz.
Wow.
I mean, I got
That
to say
is
it
the
first,
best
so I
name.
get to choose how we call it, right? So that means we've got to say it like
Yes.
that the rest of the match. And this has
I think it's
legitimately
amazing.
landed on their house.
Well, that's one easy way to get some
Mid
craze.
base. Yeah, I wouldn't see any. Can't imagine anyone's going to be contesting this. Who have we got here? How many are having a peek? But I mean, yeah, I mean, if you keep doing that, that might work. Takes down Freya. Who's the Sacros that's posted up here behind this obstruction? A lot of the roof also hasn't been finished yet, so they are a little bit vulnerable. But it seems unlikely, Kaylee, that anyone's going to get up here to be countering these, right?
No, I can't see anyone getting out there, but you can see in the middle, and I'm not sure how structurally sound this is, but we have a lot of twig. You can hear it breaking as that fire burns.
Oh.
That heli does do damage to the surroundings. So right now, it looks the majority's on metal. I think a couple little bit below we heard break. So hopefully their base stands.
Oh dear. Right, let's have a look on here. It doesn't look like anyone's making any major push from how many's base here. They seem to be in a similar situation. I see a lot of twig over there on that roof. So I feel like other than Sacros just trying to be a nuisance, that's probably just going to be going to them. That has got to be one of the better heli placements I've ever seen on here. I don't know about you.
For sure. For sure. That is a gift right there to be able to place it in on your base, in your compound, nonetheless. And that's not even a very big base or compound. So I mean,
Yeah.
kudos to ZZZ for that.
No, you're right there, especially with it being three. So obviously everyone's bases are a little bit more manageable in size. So that's just real unlikely. Well done, them. Let's go and have a look and see what else going on here. Is there any? We've got another busy neighborhood here south of water treatment plant. So we will go and have a little peek. I see R&C popping up over here. Free TC. We'll find out if that's going to be true shortly, no doubt. The boat. Oh, now look who we found, Kailey.
Lo and behold, these two.
What is this that is being constructed here?
Well, first of all,
Hmm.
is it a boat?
Well,
Tugboat?
depends on your
Possible
definition
tugboat.
of a boat. It looks a lot like a shoe currently to me, but I don't want to
Yes.
judge until it's finished. Until it's finished completion, you know, because like it's still a work in progress until it achieves its final form. I feel like I will reserve my judgment as to its boatiness.
We're not 100% definitely a shoe. I feel you with the shoe. And we have Jamesy, a longtime player who we love to harass in this event, and Shoobs, a long time staff supporter. He's the reason this whole place is what it is, basically. Put in a lot of work, so now he's playing. So the real question is, he knew how to make the rules, does he know how to play?
Well, we're gonna find out soon, hopefully. It seems like they're being mostly left alone with their RP project, while the rest of these are skirmishing over here. So we're gonna have a little move over towards free TC. It does seem like this is mostly just some rooftop fighting because, as you said, everyone's in an absolute rush to get their bases finished on threes. It's not a lot of people to divide the roles up, so you gotta get a lot done between you in a short space of time. It seems like the shooting has also finished. Sorry, Kailey, go ahead.
No, I was just commenting on what you were saying. It takes a lot more. You're not going to see as many PV points on this side because you are behind. You are going to keep building into this phase. Your resources, you can see there's a lot of twig. Even that base behind, that base behind needs help bad right now. Oh man, the big bad wolf will just destroy that thing. But here's the thing. When you get to the attack phase, there's a lot of movement. There's a lot of team moving. So that's when you really feel the excitement of playing your threes and how fast everything starts happening.
My concern is to whether or not, is this Pivo or is this Baranina? We need to have a look over here because I see someone else from Pivo over there. So let me just confirm whose base we're looking at here. What I was going to say was I'm a little bit worried that these people might not make it to the attack phase. I don't see anything other than the foundation that has been upgraded. Let me just check. This is Baranina's base. This is not Prod. So Pivo are currently occupying that. Someone from Baranina was out picking a fight with RNC for some reason. You probably want to shift your priorities back home.
Yes, these guys definitely need to get back home. It looks like they have been stalled. I'm not seeing anything in the core of a twig here from the little peaks that we do see. It's very concerning. This is not the place you want to be at this point in time. So we'll see what happens. You never know, but right now it's not looking too good for these guys.
Yep. Now, Pusher and Roofer, which was honestly very nice of you to name yourselves by your roles, because you know how we casters struggle. Builder is, of course, back home there building. Someone from Baranina is away on an excursion with their horse for some reason. Again, I feel like maybe they might have given up already. It's not a single member.
Maybe they just can't get home. Maybe I won't lie to you.
That's so sad. I feel bad.
I won't lie to you. I have been in this game. You come in, you start playing, you go. You forget to place your bags. I want to say I've never done it. 100%. I've done it a million times. You don't realize till you're dead.
All of us have done it. Anyone
again,
says they haven't done it is lying.
Exactly. And again, we get new teams. These guys might be new. It's all a learning curve. And you know what? You get to try it again next week. If it doesn't work out this week, you get next week. So again, this is not where you want to be. You need to be upgrading. You need to be built. You need to be good. This base should fall first, given what we're seeing.
Okay, we have two members here looking like they're about to try and reclaim their home. So we're going to see if they're successful here. Roofer is on the roof, as one would expect. I suspect we've got two members of RNC. Are they pushing on this flank here? Or are they just going... They decided they had enough of this and they're going for a farm. No, it does look like they're setting up on that side there. It's not good
I think
news.
RNC is looking at this twig kind of going, no, you're not getting this. We're going to make sure we're here too. This could be the major fight at once the bell drops here.
Now, Big Pappy T has actually appeared just behind. So they are in a triple sandwich right there. An unenvious position for them to be in. Two people who aren't in their team, in their base. None of their own members in there. And they're getting squeezed. This is a very... I've just noticed... I was too busy looking at the base so much here, Kaylee, that I didn't really notice that we've got a sort of double wall situation going on here. There's sections of this that I feel might not be strictly allowed. You know?
Technically, it's not breaking the rules because it's not... You can get in and out of this base easily. They've tried to fix this and...
That's fair.
They failed miserably. So, I'm sorry. It's a learning curve, and you know all this process. So like what you fail in this week, you can triumph the next. So again, we've all been here. We've been stuck in. You get teams attack you. You don't get your builds done, and you end up with a twig house.
Absolutely. So the lessons will be learned. Hopefully, come back all the stronger next time. Let's move on once again here. Now, we don't think we checked out all of the bases that are in this very tight sector here up by military tunnels. So let me just have a little peek over here. See if there's any action coming in. Seems like someone's taken Bradley as well, so we can go and investigate that shortly. This is Kaileyca. And this
Kaileyca's base looking really strong. It looks like it's finished. It looks like they're out.
Oh, yeah.
They're really in a good position right now.
They seem to have decided the same. We've got two members of them pushing out here, one still in defense. Jomius has just made that a little bit more difficult. Cloud here moving in towards the push. Has he noticed him? It doesn't have a gun. Time for a quick chat with Cloud before he murders him there. Don Toxic's also coming down over the ridge here as well. Now this really is, like we were saying, a busy area of the map here. We've got Punk right next to OFB. Kaileyca here, like we said as well, and I assume QQQQQ, that was too many Qs, are also nearby, judged by how many members of them are currently roaming. We've got another base over here. We suspect this is likely them.
I think that's a good bet.
Now, I think we've lost the radar for a second. I'm going to have to return to my body. So, while we do that, let's have a little peek over here. It's Bedalagi. And we've also got Roof Only here behind them, who we have come in to visit here before. Let's go.
So there's a saying in Rust that we all say when we load a new map, we're controlling gas station, and literally we have these, 6 teams trying to control gas station. So hot area on the map.
Yeah, absolutely. And I hear another helicopter coming in as well, so that will most likely be getting contested shortly. But it really is fairly quiet around here. And like we said, we did call this. We expected this to be a relatively quiet attack phase because there just isn't the numbers. You don't have enough people to send out roaming and also make sure that you've got the appropriate resources and a finished base, as we have seen for a couple of people's examples. So it is a little bit on the quiet side. We'll carry on over here and see who has taken Bradley, which has just gone down in launch site. And I do hear some fighting.
So there was a Bradley and there was a drop crate here and here
yes.
when we were looking at the map. So I think I think this is where all their points came from. They really capitalized on these two events that happened in launch.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. There are 21 points that they are currently leading with here. We've got Berezino trying to occupy the other part of launch site and making it difficult for this Sabica player to maintain control on this roof.
So anyone at home watching and being with us, we thank you. And we want you to know, if you check out the Discord, which I've dropped a link in the Discord and the Twitch, go check it out, sign up. It shows you the announcements for the events, how to sign up, come play, grab your friends. It's so much fun. You could be in here and we could be, potentially critiquing you play next week.
Absolutely. Without a thought to our own abilities whatsoever.
Oh, 100%. We are better casters than players.
Yes.
Thank you.
The saying goes, those who can do and those who can't cast. Now, Gara was making a good push up onto here. They'd already taken one of these better players out, but Lagunda refuses to go down and is currently exchanging blows with Scrunchy Face. Thank you for that name. And that's a fairly even exchange there. Lagunda has healed up a lot faster, though. But I don't see any other members of the team around here. Let's have a little peek around and see. We've got the remains of Bradley here. Crates have already been taken, which most likely went to we go with Sabaka or Sabaka, Kailey?
You're probably right with the latter, and I'm just going to mess it up for continuously for the rest of the event regardless. So, they can be Sab.
I'll call them Sab. That's excellent. It's brief
Sab.
and to the point. It does look like they are the ones who have taken these crates. Now, did we see exactly where this crate to be fought over? That's actually gone as well. Yeah, well, it's no longer here. So it looks like we've just kind of wandered in under the remnants of this fight. Let's go and have a look then at some of the more remote areas around the map and see who is being left to themselves to get their bases finished in peace and quiet.
So this team, what are we calling this team? I'm excited.
Well, that says Smiley, so I'm calling them Smiley. It's just backwards. We've got Zero, Dixie, and Smiley in here with a nicely finished base. This is all good to go. We've got a little bit of stone still on the roof.
The genius caster. And look, I was about to call them Yellums.
Yellums. I mean, we can call them Yellums. That's quite a satisfying thing to say. I'm not opposed to it. But yeah, it says Smiley, Kailey.
This roof is interesting. It's very plain. I mean,
lacks gaps, doesn't it?
Two auto turrets. Yeah, there's not a lot going on here. But I like the neatness of this base overall. Like, it's very clean. Like, if you look at it, like, structurally and architecturally, it looks very clean.
It's true. And it's got a lot of rocket absorption honeycomb on the side here as well. And the important thing is it's finished. So while there might be points on it that could perhaps be improved, it is still doing a lot better than some of the other people that we've got at this stage. Who have we got running over here? We'll not slow float all the way over here. It's Ooga Booga, who looks like they might have also had some issues with their external hull placement. Let's go have a look here. Ooh. Now, we all know this feeling. Although that has actually resulted in a pretty tight gatehouse we've got here. So that might be good for them trying to control movement in there later on. But it's not pretty, is it?
Definitely not pretty. I'm not sure what... There's no monument closed. Not 100% sure why they had to come in like that.
Yeah, and this is mostly... This isn't that uneven, really.
No.
I've definitely had to place walls on worse land. But the base is looking pretty good here. We've still got a little bit of twig section on this corner, which I assume they're on their way to fix. But the rest of it's looking pretty finished.
Yeah, for sure. I wonder if he even notices that twig. It's funny. We have, the bird's eye view and we can see everything. When you're on the ground or not really going through the base and focus, you might not even know it's there. But I mean, I have a safe bet that the TC's not on that side for some reason. Just a guess.
Yeah, it's probably not in this little section here. You see Holly having over here to go have a crack at Yellums. So hopefully she notices that on the way back. Hopefully now, if we're lucky. See if we can capture this in the moment.
I mean, I want to say it's never happened, but it's definitely happened. Running home, we'd be like, hey, guys, there's some twig holding up our base, especially Y gaps. Oh, my goodness. Finding twig and Y gaps all day, every day.
I really don't think they have spotted that thus far, so unless they're currently aware of it, that might come back to bite them later. But we will go on the current assumption they probably know it's there and they're just waiting on some farm, which is cooking in those furnaces. Now I do hear some shots over here and a helicopter about to pass us, I believe. Who is this? It's Ooga Booga. Oak is currently setting down on the top of this hill line. Not sure if they're trying to make a play or if they're just heading back to home. Looks like he's just heading back to home. So in that case, we'll head off again. And one point that we haven't checked around the map here is the area at Power Plant, which has got a few people up here. It's a little bit more spaced out. And as we see, the patrol helicopter's going to be making its way in shortly as well.
So unlike regular Rust in these events where your snow is more of your farm and you know nodes and whatnot, it's not the case in Base Invaders. Base Invaders are very evenly spread out. The only difference is your monuments. Your monuments, you know, that dictates the amount of crates and so on. Even though it is a 10x multiplier. Is it a 10x, Ian? I might be even saying that wrong. It might even be higher than a 10x. But
Don't put me on the spot like that, Kailey. Carry on.
right? I can't remember now all of a sudden. After doing this for so long, I'm like, whoa, I might be wrong. But yeah, so these guys can live wherever they choose. And there's no cold, there's no heat, there's, you know, so really these guys just chose to live here for Power Plant at this point. And yeah, we'll see what happens.
Well, it's not a bad shout in terms of a spot to get replacement resources if it is required. And like you say, because there is no debuffs due to weather, due to temperature conditions or anything like that, they don't need to worry about their armor. And it seems like a pretty decent spot here. It is kind of quiet. And I think that is a double-edged sword, though, when you're in these types of events, because a quiet area of the map, you know, you might last longer into the event because you are not in an area that has a lot of foot traffic with enemy teams, but it does also mean that you are quite likely to get backdoored while you are out having a fight, because you're going to have to travel a long time from your own base to even get to someone else. So increases that travel time.
Especially in 3. Travel time is everything. So when you leave home, when you have to respawn, and those respawn if you die and so on and so forth. So like it's really is time is of the essence, even more so in 3s. And yeah, we have heli coming in again. We'll see. These guys I don't even think they're home, and a chance to take it actually.
We have just lost them and they're heading over this direction, but now I think we might be too far away from them. They have just exited. I think Zzz, as they are known now, are tagging heli, so I think this might be coming over here. In which case we will stay over and see if they're successful.
Were these our friends that got the first heli?
I believe so, yeah. So the first one actually landed right on Exo's noggin, right about there, which was very impressive. I think we're about to see if it's going to happen again. I'd love to capture it this time.
I think there's a good chance.
It definitely looks like it's going to be followed into their control, regardless of where exactly it lands. There's not a lot out here to fight them, and it doesn't look like anyone's even opposing this hit right now.
So I think just in watching them, they're being very strategic in their shots. Now they know after that run that they could potentially get it down. Let's see if they can actually aim this. It's going to be very...
I think it's going down right there. That's real close, though. Yeah.
That's very impressive. So care and control in taking down a heli, whether you're playing Base Invaders or where you're playing real game, you know, it's a strategy, and they seem to do it very well.
Absolutely. That is very close to them. And as we said, their neighbours here, SSO, are currently investigating Power Plant, although it does look like they're making their way back over here now. So Zzz are in an excellent position to get first placement on this heli and get set up. But as I say that, SSO have spotted them, and Freya is in a little bit of trouble.
By the end of this event, if I don't see the same energy in your pronunciation of this name, I'm going to ask if they need a recharge.
Well,
so...
got to put 10p in every couple of hours, otherwise.
So again, they're not going to have it as easy as they did their last heli craze. They're going to get a little bit of opposition. SSO is out. They're on the move. They're sniffing. They want to get closer and push. Oh, but that guy is not going to push very far. He's definitely down. Freya makes quick work.
Yeah, we've got some professional caster name pronunciation coming in here. So we've got Jiffic, IainLives, and Phoenix here. Jurek has just gone down and has respawned up behind his base. Scott, however, has had the opportunity to set up some pretty good defensive outer walls that are in a great spot for them to be able to hold this, especially with the roof cover from EXO. And now that we say that, look who's behind us.
Freya did not see that coming. How
No.
many making a great push from behind? They actually have the better advantage in this fight right now. And they are skirting around this bottom cliff, which is going to give... Oh,
Ooh,
and I say
Freya
that
was
in
ready
this
for
context.
that. Oh, that was EXO, my mistake. Now, yeah, you're right. I was about to add on to the top there that Sawcrust was an excellent spot to harass EXO, who was up on the top of the roof there, but didn't quite work out how they planned or how I thought. Got smashed for it. Now, we appear to have lost our names again. Let's pop this back up here. Sawcrust is still in a spot. Freya has spotted him down, though. Some damage coming in.
So how many on that bottom really holding that cliff, saying, no, you're not getting down here that easy? I'm really shocked they're not playing this tighter and sneaking up where EXO wouldn't have so much of an advantage.
Yeah, he's got such a great... Look where he is here. He's got such a great downward angle on all of them. The second they come out from their cover, he's got all the time in the world. It did start off pretty well from them. They completely took Freya by surprise here. And it does look like Sawcrust is... Or, what did I say? Sawcrust. Got to pick one, don't I? Was harassing a little bit here, but it's not really as effective as you would hope. EXO is free to move around on roof as much as he likes. And it now looks like how many have got problems from Zzz and SSO here. Jurek has managed to push in, get some cover. Interesting choice of cover here. We've got an outer stone wall and a furnace. I mean, it'll work. Not if you don't stand behind it, but it'll work.
So Barry out in the open, taking fire, makes quick work of SSO's only last man standing in here. One Scott's just trying to figure out which direction he should shoot because he's got fires going everywhere.
Not an enviable position at all here. EXO, on the other hand, is just raining down fire from above. It's got excellent sight of the heli crates, excellent sight to cover both of his teammates, and is doing a pretty good job of holding back two teams here. Freya has just dropped once more, and SSO are just pushing in towards the bottom of our screen here. Scott did take down Phoenix, but then got immediately traded by IainLives. And now, no one from Zzz is anywhere near the crates.
This has been a good fight. So, again, I tell everyone every week, you do not have to loot these crates. It's the first person to touch them gets the points is how the mechanic works. So, you know, SSO, potentially, if he catches EXO sleeping on that roof right now, he can run in and get a quick couple points, depending if how many. Because right now they look... I don't even know if they know SSO is here at this point, but they know how many is below them.
I think they might be aware of their position. But there's not a whole lot that you can do about this in the setup. Freya is now trying to push the hill line above them here to see if they can get some vision. Both these teams are pretty well camped in. How many's the position not so secure as SSO's? They're in a great spot. And it looks like the flames have gone out, so next person that pops in to grab these crates is probably going to get it. Freya come down the hill here on 3 members of how many. Let's see how this goes down. Doesn't seem to have noticed that they're there yet. Has he heard them? EXO once again providing cover from the roof, and one Scott pushing to this position as well. They must know. Oh, the sneak. Unfortunately, went straight into the pincer, but
What?
as a result of all of them coming down here, I think that was Phoenix here, who still remains from SSO. And Kailey, we've got another team on the roof. On the hill line.
Yes, SSO really made a mistake there. They had an opportunity when all that was going on to just run in. I don't think they realized just how they could have capitalized on that. Again, we're looking down. We have a better view. ZZZ is easily getting these crates now. And what a battle.
Yeah, that was excellent. A lot of back and forth going on in there. But went to the team who took it down originally in the end. As you can see, 36 points are on now. I might have added a T on the end there. I'll try not to do that next time. With RNC Junior 3 points ahead of them in first. Let's get the full table up here. So it's still pretty close in this attack phase, which is generally what we would expect, but 15 seconds to go. It is looking like RNC Junior are going to be taking the additional points for being ahead at the end of the attack phase. And we should really move on from here to see if anyone is ready to blow something up. I suspect this might be a good shout.
We need to go to see our friends who are, you know, our base that could. The little base that could.
And as we said that, Sophistic up here have just been eliminated by Ooga Booga. So I think I can see why.
This is a tiny house.
Yeah.
This is a very tiny house.
This is smaller than my actual house.
Yes, this is a very tiny house.
I feel like TC might have been in there. Now the TC's already been taken, so I'm going through this wall, and yeah, might give him the game away there, folks.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, and you know, big shout out. Threes is not easy. Threes is very. You have to have a very not necessarily skilled team, but you have to be on point. Your builder has to be building, somebody has to be farming, somebody has to be making sure everything's, you know, the furnaces are going and everything like that. The build stage is so critical in threes. It takes it to another level versus, you know, the higher numbers that we play in team.
Now, is this Ooga Booga coming home? It is. I thought we would just continue to follow them in case they were going straight for a move onto another base, but they are just heading back here. So
we need to find our twig friends.
Oh,
yes.
On
the coast.
Now, we were in the... Here? Was these people south of water treatment, I believe? Yes, it was. This is also our friends, the Boat, RNC Junior, and Peeble. So there's been a lot of action coming down here. This isn't looking any better, but it is still standing, and it's got all of its teammates within it. There is one member currently at the gate. And this base is falling down from random gunfire, Kaylee.
I mean, not a lot of boom is required to actually raid this. I mean, I could even make quick work of it with a rock if you gave me enough time.
Yeah, I was just thinking that. A spear, we'd be on our way, right?
Right. This has been a hard event for this team, to say the least.
So it looks like there was some interesting building technique going on there, because that's a weird sized peak. So were they trying to floor stack or something? Oh, it's just a low wall. I'm giving them too much credit.
A little ankle biter.
Yeah. Okay, so they still have some stuff here. They still got some resources, and they're continuing to fight. And as you can see, some of the space has been upgraded, though not much of it remains. So we'll pop down here. Have a look outside and see how much of this shell is lasting. Santa have appeared, and it looks like they're actually inside.
I'd be terrified to climb those ladders with one shot. You'd be down on the ground again. You know, there is no structural integrity here, folks. I'm telling you.
See, Pusher from Pivo pushing around this corner. It's really nice that they keep sticking so, you know, so passionately to the roles. Makes it a lot easier for me. Ooh. And thus we see the use of this low wall. It's a pretty good defensive down peak there. They've been holding that for a little while, judging by the amount of dead bodies at this doorway.
Yes, it is dangerous going into that door.
Let's pop up here. So this is very popular, and I suspect not going to be lasting very long. But what we will do is we'll have a quick peek here, because I hear a lot of boom around us. There's a more isolated room up here, or rather base up here, that we're going to check out. It looks like Bot Marvin is having a little scrap with Bob.
This is a meaty base for threes. It's not, you know, overly big or anything by that means, but it is. This is a very well thick base for threes in what we see today.
Double shooting floor and everything. Looks like Bob have made some fairly big progress here. This is, as we see, Big Pappy T opening the door and Spot Marvin's space. And that was a double team. Beautiful timing. And while Big Pappy T goes down, it looks like Jad got the trade, and there are no members of Bob left. I think we still have one on the outside somewhere here. No, I think
Marvin doing a great work with that defense, you know, working together, a nice base to defend from the inside from what we've seen. Really pushing Bob out again and making them try to make that big push back in.
yeah, as we can see, Bob have been pushed back to their little forward operating base here, and their spawn's still all geared up. Well, actually, that one member looked like they might have been searching for gear. But there is still some fighting here. Excellent defense, though, like you said, Kailey. Perfect timing, good communication. They're back to square one. If they can successfully defend from this next round here, I think they will probably have. Oh, we see Nomad here is just coming in on a flank. Only gets one before he's traded back by Dipsy. What I was going to say is that they will probably get this sealed up pretty quickly if they can take out this next lot, because they will be on timers very shortly.
We have a few people coming in, first time in the chat. They're coming in from, I'm going to call them Yellums gang. We say hi to you. We'll be back. We'll see them soon, the Smiley gang. There's a lot of things going on, so we're going to zip all over this map. We have other people asking. They want to see their SSO friends. We'll be back there, we promise. It's just threes with 40 teams. We have a lot to see in a little bit of time.
Oh, we sure do. And hopefully fans of SSO were happy with that pretty epic battle that they got to take a part in over the helicopter crates. Didn't end out well for them, but it was definitely good to see. Bob have been absolutely smashed here now, but Marvin have had enough and pushed out to the forward operating base. So it looks like that has been a successful defense for them. Get some raid defense points in. They're clearing out that fob and hopefully get repaired back up before there's another push. Now, oh my god. Let's travel north here.
So anybody that's new, the red circles indicate where the active raids are on the map. And right now, almost half the map is under active raids. And we're just two casters. Oh, we've seen some raid tech. And when you see those red circles fall down and come off, that's when they're awarded their defense points. And they could go anywhere from 10 points to 40 points as a max.
Now, it seems like we have arrived just in time to see Roof Only sticking true to their name once again with some solid roof rocketing. That one hit Purpley right in the face, I think. I see a lot of twig over here, so I feel like this might have been happening for a while.
They do look like they are repairing. You see the smoke going off in the inside, getting that metal put back up. It is so close quarters over here. Nobody has to actually leave their base to raid. They can all just point and shoot at their neighbors, so you don't want to be the monkey in the middle, so to say.
Now, I think I suspect, or rather I spy, yep, a member of People Run, who was inside the base here of Roof Only, but has been encouraged by a rocket to perhaps choose a different place to stand. Now, is Fraz going to spot him here? They've got a good angle, but is ready for him.
I mean, Roof Only, I want to see you use those peaks. I want to see you have the best peaks. You can't come in here and not impress me with that name and not have those two things. So this I want to see people who run die right now.
Does really seem like Fraz isn't actually trying to fight this and is just keeping an eye on them so that, yeah, so that Tau could shoot him in the back. So
that goes against what we're doing here, Roof Only.
Yes, indeed.
I'm concerned. I'm very concerned.
Two members of Roof Only who are on the ground, not even on the floor, outside on the ground.
Wow. We'll talk to them after this event. We'll have a discussion.
Yeah, I was looking forward to them staying there for the entire fight, but it was not to be the case, it seems. Whew.
And we're totally joking. We don't want to see teams on the roof the whole time. And no player on this map wants to see a team on the roof the whole time. So, you know, good for them. Good for the push.
They are causing an absolute nuisance to People Run space over there. No wonder they came calling. Now, Vedolagi look like they might be getting into it over here, although I do not see. We are too far away on the camera to see who they're currently scrapping with. So let me just check over here. There is a base which is not rendered in for us. And the former remains of what I think might have been... Was that the twig one? No. No, we're in the wrong part of the
No,
map.
the twig one is still standing, Ian.
No,
They
no, I
have
think it went down. I think I saw someone from RNC Junior
Really?
take their TC. Yeah. I
Okay.
think it is no more, I'm afraid. We weren't in the area at the time, but while we were checking something else out there, I'm pretty sure I saw that appear on the notifications. Now, we've got Punk here, who have got an obscene triple roof peak, and are taking a leaf out of Roof Only's book by Roof Rocket and the absolute shit out of Kaileyca. Is this Kaileyca, or is this... Yes, I believe this is Kaileyca. We've also got a couple of members of QQQQ causing havoc on the other side as well.
So again, we talk about building so close, you know, how you can raid and things like that. And again, Punk not even having to leave their base, and they can totally just lob rockets at Kaileyca. Again, Kaileyca, I've seen the last few weeks, you know, they're very much a contender. We've seen them up in the points. Today, it's kind of been a little slower, but again, a threes dynamic changes everything.
Well, they are slowly but surely making a small hole in the side of this base here, and I feel like we might need to go along here, over to the base, and check and see what's going on, because like I said, I thought this was Kaileyca's, but now that I'm looking at the position of the players, I suspect that this might be...
I believe it's QQQ.
It's QQQQ.
I believe this.
QQQQ. That's definitely too many Qs. Hold on. And it is, yes. So we've got Kaileyca, who have now got their own problems, because it just sounds like Bob have turned up and are wellying. That's a good vernacular. That's a good local phrase for you, Kelly. Absolutely wellying the side of the back of this base.
Oh, and we just seen Smiley, aka Yellums, was just eliminated by Fish. So
Afraid. Apologies for not catching that.
They have a lot of friends in chat who were excited to see them today. So, you know, good try this week, and there's always next week.
Cloud is absolutely pinned down by these Bob players here, although Dipsy, poor choice of timing on his search for a gun. And Cloud is just, unfortunately gets traded out there, but took out 2, possibly 3 people there. Nina comes in for the defense, and it's not successful. Now, Cloud's going to catch this. Doesn't catch him off guard. That is some excellent defense from this Bob player here. Pretty much did most of that themselves.
So again, I just threw up the link in the Discord. This is a Rustoria event. It's played every Sunday. If you want to come, anyone can play. Grab your friends. The announcement's on Wednesday. You sign up through the Discord, and you come, show up. There's 2 events. There's an AM event and a PM event if you're EST, sorry. Depending where you are in the world, that's not necessarily me and my what do you call it, short-sighted view. But the times are listed in your local times. Come play, and this is so much fun. I can't tell you how much fun this is.
And now Kaileyca is North American, so we do apologize, but she's not. They don't tell them about the rest of the world. So
yes, me and my little tunnel vision.
Outsiders here looking like they are either finishing off the roof or making a little bit of quick repairs after a fight with Sabika. So there's nothing else going on here. I hear even more booms, however, off to my right.
Someone has been raiding for a minute and fast. I've heard this the whole time.
Bedalagi have appeared at the side of roof only, and it looks like People Run are popping back in for revenge here, so we'll have a quick look here. We have already spent some time over on this. They are in a good position here to get over into this base. There's a lot of holes. Time might get caught with that door open. Lucky to get away with his life.
So this is roof only's base, is it not? They're
Yes.
lacking a compound, but again, when you focus on your roof, I guess everything kind of goes to the wayside.
I mean, that's not true, Kelly. Look, there's a compound wall there. There's one there. There's one there.
Kind of a Jenga effect, you know. I appreciate the maybe the other team's helping build a compound.
Yeah, I think Bedalagi might have brought a couple of these with them, but you know. And that is another thing we're probably going to see as a result of this being in teams of 3 as well. The raiding is going to take a much, much longer. Steak is the only one currently rocketing the side of this base, and while it is effective, you can see that it's taking a little bit of time. Someone has snuck forward and placed some C4 here. Once again, we see Fraz using that roof peak to get shot in the face. Let's have a look here. They still haven't made too much of an inroad, it doesn't look like. Although... Oh, that's a big old... Oh. Look at all these open garage doors, Kailey. Oh.
This hurts my heart.
Oh.
My heart.
Let's
What are
count
we
them.
doing?
1,
You must close your doors.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Is there one on the front? No. Dare I go down here? Oh no. So now this might be a problem. If they get caught unawares here, look how far is completely open all the way to that garage door. That is a significant inroad into their base. They need to come close these doors. Oh my god. They're key locked as well, which means it's probably only one member of their team that can close them. Unless do we have a different setup for key locks? Don't think
It's
so.
different. In Base Invaders, everything's key locked, and all the team members can open it.
Right,
so
that's my mistake. Yeah.
Yep, that's fine. Code locks aren't used here. But again, when it comes to 3s and farming, so finding gears in these events, super hard, even on 8s. They're missing a lot of doors. They don't even have the doors there. And then the ones they did put, they don't have them shut.
They're not closed.
I think, my head, I can't handle. I can't.
Nothing makes the casters sadder, folks, than seeing a significant amount of open doors. Other than trying to pronounce some of these people's names, but that is usually the worst. Bedalagi here, finish out on top of that exchange, it would seem, but it hasn't gone very well. And oh no, Kailey. Oh no.
No, our friends.
I think they might be... Oh.
Our friends are gone.
The boat did not survive. It didn't even make its maiden voyage. Look at this. Look at this.
Oh. Well, our boat tried as best as it could.
They can come back next week and call themselves the Canoe. What do you think? It's full of holes as well. I don't think this is seaworthy at all.
No, and they only had 2. We never did see their third. So Jamesy and Shoobs, good try. We hope we see Shoobs come back again. We'd love to see him in this. He's devoted so much time to this event and trying to put his heart into it. We'd love to see him play and enjoy it now.
Absolutely. Perhaps a different shape of boat next time. Even perhaps one that's actually in the shape of a boat.
I mean, if they want some advice, you can go back a couple weeks ago. Santa's been known to build some boats. Maybe
That's
the
true.
two can collab. Maybe you can come up with this Titanic. I'm just saying, throwing those ideas out there. But yeah, so Free getting these points today. It takes them up to 3rd, actually. So the top 5, it's very close for actually the top.
Just a quick check of the score.
Most of the top team. But again, it's a 3s event. There's an hour and 11 minutes left. There's all kinds of time. There's so much wiggle room to come from anywhere on this points board and win.
Let's move on, because as I say this, once again, there's a whole lot of booming going on here, and there's a little bit of isolated base entirely by its own, in fact, over by Airfield. Berezino and XD having a little battle, and one of our mangoes for today, I'm not sure which one.
Yes, we have 2 mangoes in this event, so we're used to seeing this mango week in and week out. So, it's so funny just watching this, Ian, and like you said, it's a slower paced raid. You don't see this, and PvP skills, you're gonna feel it more on 3. One person can take out a whole team and shut it down. So you're really gonna. I am not meant to ever play 3s. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, you're right there. Possibly, well, I can't judge on your ability to play 3s, but in terms of the impact of PvP, you're absolutely right. You've got a situation where easily a large skill difference in players can see one person taking on a whole team. It's not something you will generally see happen in 8s or even 6s just because of the numbers. But in 3s, it is more than possible. Bearzino here, trying to take out the bed spawns towards the roof of XD. And it looks like they're going to be able to keep doing that because there is not a lot of defense coming in here. XD have been pushed back right to the core. And I can see some open doors down there, but we won't. We've had enough trauma for just now. We'll stay here for a moment or two.
You can really see where they're making work of like their angles, their roof. Whoever gets control really, you know, takes the lead and determines what happens in these raids. You know, Mango, no stranger to raiding, very precise player, played in many different teams in this event. Oh, GG was just eliminated by Bot Marvin. So Bart Marvin did work over GGG. Again, those guys, you know, just took the lead. They took over RNC for the first time in this event, just with that one TC.
Now, one team that has been very successful that we've barely seen them do anything is RNC. They were the ones who took down the Twig Palace. We're going to go up the power plant here and see what's going on. So we have SSO. Have just been absolutely murdered, I think. It would seem so. There are only members of ZZZ in the team in the base here now, and it looks like everyone from SSO has been pushed back to their base.
We have a lot of people in chat, a lot of SSO fans. There's your players. There's your team you've been asking for. So it does look like they did make a play on ZZZ.
Yeah.
Unsuccessful, and they're now back home recouping and deciding where to go next.
Look at this big old hole in their base, though. Which I can only assume has come from SSO, judging by the direction of that. One skull looks like he's prepping up. Seems there's an opportunity to rebuild here before they come back. It does definitely look like they're coming back.
You see that in these builds too. Depending on who's the builder and what the base is, you'll see some teams with an urgency to reseal and worried. Then you'll see other teams where, you know, I've played with builders on here. They have every confidence in their base. They're like, nah, the base can withstand it. We're good. Just let it roll. So it's interesting to see those different dynamics.
Absolutely. I just want to give you all an opportunity here of just how far One Scott is beaming these poor people from. This member of SSO here that's so far away they just fell out my draw distance. So did a really good job of holding them back. Let's once again move on here though, because it looks like that has been successfully defended by Z. Moving over to G4 into this much busier western portion of the map, and we have Cursed, who I don't believe we've run into yet today, or who are come to say hello to Fish, who are already entertaining the outsiders. Now this is definitely something that you're going to see with 3s a lot because of the number of teams here. No one gets to raid by themselves. There will be at least another team coming here. It might work out in your favor. They might concentrate on the other side of the base, or they might just come murder you all and steal your raid.
Yes, it's a gamble. It's especially when you see them in this map, and we're talking about making the maps even smaller. That's one of the concerns that's been brought up. There's actually a poll in the Discord. I'm not sure if it's still open, but you can go read about it. Whether we can put more into this map to bring people closer together. That's what we're trying to do. Outsiders being, you know, quickly shot down by Fish. Fish doing a great job on the inside, looking out, going, you're not getting in here that easy, guys.
We've got Eduardo Terrontino trying to make a sneaky little play here on the rest of the members of Cursed, who are clearing out a fob base here. Not sure whether that was theirs or not. Are they going to get away with this? Surely not. Takes down one member of Cursed, but is unfortunately traded for his troubles. That was going to be... There was no way that play was going to be very easy. There was definitely people from Fish, a.k.a. Santa, shooting him in the back there while he tried to do that. I see a helicopter on its way. I wonder where this is going. And oh my god, Kelly, that is some explosions. We need to move over here.
We're going back to the rough neighborhood. We're going back to to the trouble. What is it? Trouble in Terrace Town. That's where we're at here.
I'm trying to.
This was a lot of bases together. So who's raiding who? I see Purplu.
I'm paralyzed by choice. I can't decide where you're going here. We've got a lot of stuff going on below here. This is Bedolagi, roof only. This is roof only's base, I believe. People run are in as well.
I mean, and that's a critique. And I know you said, people are like placing walls and helping them out. But when you're looking at all these bases around you, this one's wide open. You can go right up against it. It looks more appealing. You're naturally, mentally, as a raider, going to go towards this base. So that compound really does play a part in your decision making.
Right. What is that's going on over there? That is so much boom being expended here. This is Bob, who have turned up at Santa. And poor Dipsy, trying to cross a huge open space, is once again been shown why that's not a good idea. Wait, what? Well, this is expensive.
Expensive, but small. This is a chunky, small, expensive base. So, I mean, that's where and this took a lot of high quality. This is a multiple, a modded server and loot-wise. But that still took a lot to farm and get at.
Oh God, I would be avoiding this. Like you said, it is smaller, but you've also got to take into account that it's double the C4, double the rocket costs to get into high qual as it is to get into sheet metal, which is already a pretty expensive investment. So,
but that said, Liam, there's one part you don't forget. So unless you have the high qual doors to back up this, which requires so many gears, are you farther ahead? Because one of the rules in the event, your TC has to be behind a door or a window. So you raid doors or windows, it's not as expensive as it looks.
I think Bob have just been successfully pushed back. There is one member left on this roof. Mario hasn't been practicing his platforming, which you would expect he would. And we've got more booms happening around this other side here. Now, we were pretty certain that this was Santa's base that Bob have turned up at, right?
I don't think this is Santa's base, but I'm not sure.
Well,
I'm not 100%
I'll just
sure.
double check that because, we're not infallible. But I really need to make sure that I don't get in the way of anyone's C4 while I do that. This is Bob's base. This is Santa reading on Bob. So apologies, folks. Called that one wrong. And here we go. Similar to the point you were making as well, Kaylee, they don't have high qual doors anywhere that I have seen thus far. And Santa is choosing to avoid most of the high qual and hitting foundations, which are still sheet metal.
I mean, potentially they could foundy wipe this. They easily foundy wipe this.
Yeah. So, like you were saying, let's bring that back again. I can see some garage doors through here because that's the edge of one. But these are all just sheet metal doors. So, no one's going to go through this wall. They can just go through this door here. Perhaps that's part of the strategy. They want to corral them in a certain direction as they go around. But it is a trade-off. And it doesn't look like it's going all that well for Bob. Punk have just been eliminated by QQ. We're reaching Kaz levels of missed TC takes here, Kelly.
It's okay. I mean, we try our very best. Threes has to be the hardest to chase these TCs, 100%.
Sure.
If we jumped as fast as these raids go, you guys you'd see nothing but a blur. Santa taking control of the top of this base. They have control of the bottom of this base. Bob really in a position they need to get in there. They're running from outside bags. They're not looking too good right now.
I've made some fair headway in here. Mario is all the way down. He's gotten so far I've lost him. Has located a garage door, which is not closed, and neither are all these doors underneath, but it does look like they're at least airlocked. Well, for a small amount of time at least. And this is why we point this out every time, folks. Look how much C4 cost has been reduced by these doors not being open. Look, let's see. Where was that?
And Bob was just eliminated by Santa.
I'm actually lost inside here. So as we were saying that, it looks like it must have been one of these sections here. Looks like this is a likely culprit. Around this loot area somewhere. So, answers the question, would it be better to have a slightly smaller base using high quality instead of sheet metal? Kind of seems no. Not in this case anyway, not when you have Santa coming in.
Better golly, I don't even think they know they're sneaking up on this. But again, once these bases are eliminated, they are then once everyone leaves them. So when Santa gets out of the base, they are deleted. The loot falls to the ground. So Betalagi, maybe kind of even on threes, it becomes more important to take that loot from the base you just raided and get it home. So maybe they're just gonna, sneak some kills and steal some loot and go home.
It would appear that this might have been the destination of the helicopter that we saw earlier. It's parked directly on the roof. We've got Pivo and Bot Marvin. Looks like we might have just started here, or there has been some repair going on. I take that back. Look at the side of this base.
So is this Bot Martin's base or is this Pivo's? I think it's Bot Martin's.
Yeah, judging by what I just saw
Yes.
Builder and Pusher doing here, I believe that they are raiding Bot Marvin. And this is some real... Ooh, didn't work out well. I was about to compliment these peaks because these are nasty. I hate these things. But it hasn't worked out in their favor at all. So look here. Well, once again, slow work on the raid here, but when you have such small numbers on your teams, you don't have a lot of choice. You got to take your time. You got to be careful. Keeping your team alive during the raid is one of the most important parts rather of it when you've got such small team numbers.
We've had a couple people ask in the Twitch chat, how do you play? It's so simple. So I keep throwing up the link, the Discord link. You join the Discord. In the Discord on Wednesdays, there's an announcement. It says the team size. Click the link, go to the site, sign up with your friends, come play. It is a lot of fun. There's no requirements. Read the rules. Make sure you understand the rules, such as the TC has to be behind a door or window. You can only have one layer of compound walls. There's plenty of rules there that you can read about, and you can go and watch our past broadcasts. Go watch the past events. Get some tips. Look at different strats. It's honestly, this is the most fun. In 2.5 hours, you can play a whole wipe of Rust and just be so intense. So when we look at the scoreboard, we have a really, really close race between Bob Martin and Santa. QQQ up there, Fish up there. RNC, they really did well in the attack phase. Kind of been stale ever since, I think they got the first TC off the bat, and we haven't heard much since. Roof only, again, they've had a lot of traffic at their base. People at it all the time. So, there's a lot going on, Ian. That is beautiful. Like, absolutely stunning. These are some incredibly tall roofs. Pushing either base is, you know, formidable. Like you look at it and you're going, wow. There's not a lot of wiggle room. Now, this how many team? It's interesting because we don't see a lot from them. We haven't seen a lot, but they seem to be everywhere and making those pushes. It's very, I really like this how many team, and they kind of just been trying to figure out what to do in this event, but you know, not really. I actually that I might know some of the players. I'm just looking at the names now, and I do know some of these players. They are PvP. Are you a feet person, Ian? Are you? No, I'm just teasing. These this event. Well, now. Um, we so we have Val on top. We don't think we've seen them much today, so this is the first time taking a peek at them and Shagger. He built a place so we could get in that door. I mean, good build techniques right here. What I see with some of these builders, it just awes me how fast they can do things. Like I'm there scroll wheeling going, I'm so slow. You know, they are so quick and so much precision in these builds. It's amazing. There. This again is a hard base to control. You can see how they have those wide gaps. You can see, you know, even though there's been a lot of damage done to this base. They're doing a very right? They're doing a very good job of resealing. So again, you know, that all around team play really helps you in this event.
That is
Oh, and
pretty wild.
Fish jumps up with that TC. They now, for the first time in this event, are in first place. So, as I said, you know, what, 30 minutes ago, in threes, we're going to see these numbers jump all over the place because it could so quickly change.
Don't think Barry is going to be opening that door. Thus, we move on. And Looks like we're heading over to the bad neighborhood once again. This is where we just saw that TC recently taken. Outsiders and Sabaka are still at it. And is that... There's a lot, and I mean a lot of explosions happening over here. Poor roof only. Are about to only have a roof.
Well, I think... Oh, wow. Wait. Was that intentional? No, please don't tell me that was
you can't see me, so it's just unless
No. I thought they were shooting past roof only into the other base. I'm going, really? Are we really? I think they might be actually. I'm not sure. We'll wait for the next rocket.
That would be class. Threading the needle. Oh. Fraz finally making use of these downward peaks. Double kill onto Purple and his teammate, whose name I can't pronounce. But as I was saying, the whole time we've been away here, Kailey, I think Bedolagi have been pummeling the side of this. Look at this.
And I think Bedolagi has really been working on the roof only. You know, you see most of this was eliminated. Oh, and XD was just eliminated by Barizino.
This is my favorite part. Yeah, that was close enough. My favorite one, right? We're gonna do this. We have a little moment here as these guys move in, right? So this is Steek. Can you read that team name for me? Where's he gone? He's too fast for me. It says Bedolagi.
My eyes. It's Bedolagi.
You have been saying Bedagali. You've been saying it for a month, and I've been waiting for the opportunity to tell you.
Listen, when they signed, it's in my contract. Cannot pronounce anything. Will misread everything. That was in my contract. I told them, like, that's me. But roof only really getting the work on. They've had a lot of pressure in the last 30 minutes. They haven't had a bunch of reprieve, so it's got to be waning on them. And this base itself has done a really good job of standing up to everything so far.
So far, yeah, but it doesn't look like it's going to be for much longer because Bedolagi are in and they are going hard. Thank you for pointing that out in chat, by the way, folks. There was an issue with my mic, which I have now fixed, and you can hear me again. So Kailey got to hear everything I said. She can assure you that it was very insightful and funny. And
wow.
You'll hear me coming back shortly, but we are on a 5-minute delay, so it is going to be a little bit of time before you realise that. No.
Okay, so yeah, Ian's quickly, fixing everything. He's doing a great job. He's doing the camera work today. He's doing the casting. He's doing the, the pronunciation of these words that I keep misspelling. So, we got to give him kudos.
No, I'm just going to let them know. That'd be much easier. Look at this. This is Boom City. Let me have a look here so I can get a little bit of a wider angle here. People are on the other side outside here, smashing their own way in. And I see Nina from Kaileyca hovering around outside as well. And on top of that, actually that many doesn't look like it is coming here. Or, ooh, he's changed his mind. Maybe he is. Doing some professional ordnance avoidance as well. Very nice. Now, Bedolagi are still on the roof, Kailey, and they are, like I say, making their way, but it's they need to get through this floor here, I think. That's probably going to open up a huge amount of opportunity.
Roof only again needs to get control. They have multiple teams. You get this. Sometimes when you see a vulnerable base, you'll have many teams start to pummel you, and it becomes a horse race. Who's going to find that TC first? So, roof only really hurting now that they haven't gotten their roof back. So, and Outsiders was just eliminated.
Yeah, another team falls. We are running through these people pretty quickly. Outsiders were a top 10 team as well, 103 points in 7th place before they went out, so obviously everyone else now moves up one more. And it's still really tight at the top of that. Look at this. Fisher on 157, Bot Marvin are on 154, Santa 145, Free TC only 5 points behind them. Pretty much anyone in that top 6 is in contention. They're all mostly only a TC apart, if that. So this is gonna
100%.
It's gonna be a pretty tight finish, I think, if it continues along the way we're going already.
We have, like, right now, the top 4 teams, right? It's PvP points only. That's the only thing separating them is PvP points. Then you go all the way down. You could even take it down to, like, team number, oh my gosh, we can go way down this thing to 13. They still jump up into contention with 1 TC.
We're gonna go see who that was. Where are you going? Are they going over here? I spied a helicopter, which usually means someone's about to drop on someone's roof. But I think it is just Bot Marvin coming home. Let's just double check that.
And this is our number 2 team, you know, returning, probably getting some new refresh their equipment, get some more boom.
Yep, that's exactly what they're doing.
Figure out where to go next.
Now, they are in a fairly isolated part of the map, and it has worked out very well for them so far. Like we said, 2nd place. So while they are doing that, we'll go over here to Q4, which we haven't been to in a bit. We have Zzz, SSO, and Santa once again. And there are some big booms going on here. Oh my god.
So SSO looks like they're in a bit of trouble here. Santa with the build platform landed a scrappy in behind. They're coming from the backside. I did it. I did it for you, Ian.
Thank you.
They seem to be just running around trying to find something to shoot these guys with and hoping you're getting them out of their base.
Let's have a look. There is a lot of open space here. So much room for activities. Oof. Actor Rage just double killed EXO and one Scott there. Caught them completely unawares. We've got someone else on the outside here. Oh, now, there's an interesting thing. Did Actor Rage just catch all the boom that they had on them? I think he might have grabbed their C4. That might prove to be... Oh, hello.
I don't think we were expecting that, nor was he.
Oh. They were just trying to crawl into safety. They were like, I'll just be behind this wall. No one will see me here.
Right? I tell you, when they added this crawl effect, they didn't know how much more exciting they made these events for us watching these guys.
I really enjoy it. I know it's not a thing that a lot of people are fans of, but I think it is very funny, and it adds a little bit more of that randomness, which I think Rust as a dynamic really needs. Not in a competitive setting like this, maybe so much, but as a general game for sure. Now, is Jerick about to try and steal this helicopter? Oh, he was, but he got caught by Mario.
So Santa, you know, today is really, usually they're more of a defensive team. Usually you see them staying at home, waiting for the raids. So it's good to see them out there. They're in the top. Yes, they're in the top 3 today. And it shows they're playing and they're going after those TCs. And you need to do that in these events.
Freya is making it difficult for them, though. All 3 of them are back towards their fob now. See if they can make a concentrated push. Oh, once again. Very nice.
Freya, this ZZZ team, you know, they are doing work. They've worked hard this event today. Minus the crates that they got to fall in their own compound. Everything else they've done has been an uphill fight. And Freya and his friends, I say that and I give him compliments and he dies, caster's curse. But he has really been working this whole event to keep these defenses up, the PvP and getting those crates.
Whoa! Hello! So Bot Marvin have just arrived. Sorry to interrupt you, Katie.
We didn't know where they were going, but we found out very quickly, didn't we? So they definitely, we left their base at home. We came over here and they said, hey, let's come here too. So out of nowhere, they fly in. Really going to hurt ZZZ in this roof, having control of this roof, because again, this has been, you know, one of the parts that's helped in this whole event is having that roof control.
You saw how much work Freya was putting in here just a couple of minutes ago, keeping Santa at bay on our own from this roof. So that is excellent timing from Bot Marvin, and I feel like they are in a really good position to take this raid now. They are fully geared. They're fresh. This has been a protracted fight from all the 3 teams here. And they've just been like, this is a nice raid. We're going to come steal it. And they're dividing this up pretty well as well. We've got Big Papi T and Nomad on the roof taking care of everyone else. And I can hear Jad just throwing C4 all over the space. It's just been removed from the equation by a Zzz player, but I'm not sure where they are. Hello.
And that's what you need to do in these events. You know, when you come in and you have your C4, you're not looking at this going, oh, I think it's this door. I think it's literally, it could be anything. Just throw. Just throw. That's all you do. Run through and throw C4.
Once again, with the PvP ability of these players, look at that. One Scott just came up here and just took every single bottom Iron player on the roof out and then grabbed their C4, went back in. So, this... Kailey, are we done? Have we done it again? Is this a different person's base than we think? Is this SSO's base?
Did we do it again? Did we?
It is. It's SSO's base.
This is SSO.
I don't know what's wrong with us today, but everything I said still counts. Just carry on.
Yeah, I'm only on my first cup of coffee today. That's what I'm gonna play.
And I'm an idiot, so I don't.
I don't think so. Not at all. So there are a lot of SSO fans in the chat right now. I am very sorry because it is all about to go wrong. Zzz, are about to take a TC here unless someone sneaks in with a rocket before those C4 go off, and I don't think they will. And Kailey, that's the first TC of the stream. Yes,
Job
and
done.
all our SSO fans are here to witness it. It's like putting, salt in the wound. I'm sorry about that. We are so glad you played this event. You come and hung out with us today, but SSO will go down and ZZZ do get those points, which really brings them up and closer to contention. They were kind of struggling points-wise, but that really did help them overall.
Absolutely. 131 points they are sitting at now, just below Santa, who they are currently skirmishing with over the bones of this base. But I gotta say, like, this whole area, SSO, these guys have been fighting for this entire thing. And it's not been, no one's been getting laid out. It's been a pretty big back and forth all the way through. And clearly, there's 3 teams all simultaneously raid this, so I feel like they did pretty well.
Oh, 100%, Ian. They've done amazing. And then we have Shaggers, who was just eliminated by Val on top. We've seen that fight about 20 minutes ago. That was another contention. So, again, these points, we're all moving. The board's changing. It is so tight at those top teams that, with 37 minutes left, anybody can win this still.
I think we are down to 18 teams. There are certainly only 18 that I can see on the points board. So anyone that has less than the 3 that Puck currently have, we can probably rule out of contention for the time being. Let us just mosey on over again. And I think we're back to the Badlands. Here we see Fish, who have been ruling. This is their domain, really. There's a feudal system going on here, and they are collecting a lot of taxes.
I mean, Fish is a team. They're no stranger to this event. They have a great builder on this team.
Sure do. Look at this.
Yes. This is actually. Do you know what this is when I look at this? This is a miniature version of that boat, but not necessarily. It really is actually. So again, we're used to seeing them. I love seeing them more aggressive in this event. We're not used to seeing that. I see more of a layback defensive approach from them. So Threes is really doing them well today.
This is true. There are obviously 2 Santa teams that we can see because we've got Fish and we have just regular Santa, both doing really well in Threes today. So it looks like they're currently trying to make a move onto Sabaka on the side here. We've also got Berezino and Roof Only still going at it in the background. Let me see what we've got here. Do they have a fob in here? They sure do.
So when you say fob, it's not the fob we imagine when we actually play real Rust. In this Base Invader event, you're allowed to build platforms only, no TC. You cannot wall it in. Just basically blade platform, and that is absolutely allowed.
Yeah, that's great. Actually, thank you for the clarification on that. Because, like you said, it's not what most people would call a fob. It is a really cheap bed and breakfast at best.
100%, very cheap bed and breakfast. Very open concept.
Yeah. Now, they do seem to be pretty much stuck here. They have got a great spot here to be moving in, and they are starting to push forward a little bit here. The problem with this push is that you have fish on one side of them. Ooga Booga... Hold on a moment here. Fish are about to have to evacuate because I think Ooga Booga are attacking the back of their base. Let's just have a little pop over here. They sure are.
And this has memories of last week. This team, or part of this team, because it was bigger, of course, last week. They were doing really well in the points, and they were actually eliminated closer to like mid to the end of the event. So it'll be Ooga Booga really playing these walls tight, trying to get control here. Oh, and he's not. He turned his back at the worst time. So great defense here by Sam.
Terrible timing. The one person, the person always peaks when you're looking the other way, folks. That is the rule. Well defended from Fish. They were in the middle of their own push, came back, dealt with that, and it's done. And Ooga Booga were making some damage here. Look, they've already gone through one or two layers of the honeycomb, and they're already into the doors. But we will just head back over here again, because I can hear significantly more action from Sabika's area of the map. Although it still doesn't seem like they've made a lot of progress. We've got someone from People Run here about to cause some problems. Fraz is out for a jog. I guess he was needing to work on his cardio. And yeah, looks like the sandwich is in. Now that is a good reply here. Fraz is still down. Nobody's finished him off yet. Purplu might just catch Animeshka off guard. And he does. Now, has he got the opportunity to take these bases out? Or these beds, rather?
Purplu, a well-known player in this event, really good. You do not want to face Jack Purplu. He 9 times out of 10 will take you down. He is a very skilled close-range player. He really can. He's going to make quick work of these bed platforms. Granted, he has something to even destroy them because you're playing Base Invaders. Do you think of that all the time? No.
Oh, here we go. It does help if he actually hits them, though.
Yes. I mean, I compliment him and then he does that. But that's fine. We'll talk about it later, Purplu. Like,
got him on the second one.
I know
it's
you
all
have
good.
the skill.
Jamie is in the chat. Welcome in. One of our fine organizers. Right, now, it looks once again like Fish might be in trouble. Or rather, this isn't Fish's base. It looks like they have made their push in. Let's get a little bit of a bird's eye view here so we can get to see. It looks like there is a whole lot going on between Roof Only, Bedalagi, and Berezino here. And look at Roof Only's base. It's continued to get pummeled this entire time. Still has a roof. But for how much longer?
This base has been a tank.
Look at
this. You know, it's amazing how much this base has taken. It's really been, you know, basically the focus for the whole raid phase. Kudos to the builder because it's withstand all this damage. Look how much damage is in here.
Where's the C4 happening? That's what I would like to know. Oh. Nope, it's just a door. Although it is an armored door.
A very ominous armored door.
On the outside corner. Interesting. I feel like we might have spotted something. Do we have any members of these teams who've noticed the same thing? They were just booming in there a moment ago, so I can only assume that they spied that. And there is more C4 getting dropped. But can I find it? No, I can't.
So I have chat telling me I've been saying the wrong thing, that team is not actually Santa that we've been referring to, the fish team. So
oh, is it not?
I don't
Are they
know.
taking the piss?
We try to figure this all out, and again, nobody sends us a memo beforehand, so our apologies for that. So that, I mean, again, that's where the aggressive nature I'm not used to is coming from. We have a totally different team we're talking about.
Well, there's a little thing that we can let you in on here, folks. Every single week, these fuckers, right, change their names and don't tell us who they are, and we spend the entire event guessing. So, apologies though for misidentifying that as Santa. We're just gonna call them fish now, I suppose.
I guess it's just fish. Fish it is. And again, fish, you know, in the mix. I do know milk is a very good builder, so that's as far as I'm going to go with that. I'm not even going to try anymore on that. If they want to know, if we want to keep good stats, you got to come in with the same names or give us a heads up or something. We can only do so much. We're just lonely casters here. Oh, and no TC behind that door. We were waiting, Ian. We were waiting.
Yeah, Betty Laggy had the same thoughts, it would seem. And there are some more doors here, so I think they might be onto something. Roof only seem very invested in trying to guard this little spot here that Forensics has managed to make his way into. So I think they might be on the right track.
This roof only base has been through the ringer and still stands. So, you know, good to them. Like, this base is a tank.
It really is. And oh, look what we found. Bedolagi finally eliminated Roof Only, who lasted an impressive amount of time. And they even came down off the roof.
Yes. And again, they did work. This whole event, they were constantly under pressure. So, I mean, Roof Only, great showing today, regardless, even if you are eliminated as part of it. But they did really good work in giving us, you know, really good entertainment, too, the whole time.
Couldn't agree more. 9th place they made it to, 134 points before they were eliminated. It's a pretty good showing, especially in the busiest area of the map. As you can see, this is their neighbour, who are having similar problems. Let me just confirm who this is, because there are a lot of teams here. Now I have moved back over to the wrong base. So we've got this one here. Is this People Run? This is People Run. This is Purplu's baby. Oh. There we go. Your casters almost fell out of the sky to their death, but we're okay.
Hold on. And we have Val on top trying to make that push. It looks like their bled platform, their beds got taken out. We seen that earlier, I think, didn't we? I'm pretty sure. They have been slowly moving up. Again, they're pretty far off the top teams, but we did see them take a TC not too long ago.
Now, there are some people trying to make a push in on this base here. However, they are not moving particularly quickly. Like you said, Val on top got pushed back real hard on their previous attempt. And I feel like we should probably just go and see where all of those booms are coming from. So, I think that might be over here. The top right corner of G8. But it's not. That's very confusing. Perezinho are just in here on their own. That is the... What? There's nothing over somebody doing Bradley, perhaps. Because there's no bases in the direction that those explosions are coming from. I can hear another helicopter, though. Who's this? Zzz are on their way. Zzz. I think we should maybe see what they're up to.
Oh, you make such a good bee.
Yeah, well, we've all got to have talent, Scaly. I guess that's one of mine. Can't wait to put it on my CV.
Best be a sound around. And ZZZ just kind of cruising, taking a little ride past Dome. Oh, I see where we're going. It takes a minute. We have a render delay, so it takes us even more so because as Ian's doing a great job with this camera work, the farther we go from his body, which is stationary, the harder it becomes to render.
Now, are they stopping here? Or are they heading to this other raid that we can see ahead of us? Let's check here. Who have we got? This is Bob Marvin's base. They're thinking about it. That was a heavy landing. Don't think that was quite what they were intending there.
I'm actually impressed. I'm watching this guy going, wow, I would have lost this thing 10 times over.
Oh, for sure. Now,
I like the fact they're taking this from the ground. I don't, in this game, in this base invaders, and everybody's different. There's lots of teams that do it better than I do. I don't like starting at the top of the base and working down. It's just, you don't have a respawn. You can't get your team back. It's really like you have to make that count if you do a roof down kind of, raid.
now you make a good point. The top down is real hard in comparison because, like you say, you can't get your original route back without taking another helicopter in there onto the top. So if you make a push through the side here, and it looks like I've had the good fortune of someone else's half-built forward operating base to start getting built here.
Stop.
What?
Okay,
What?
Okay. What? Somebody needs to tell them there's only 3 in their team. And somebody also needs to tell them that one bed occupies the other bed. What are we doing? Why did they want king size beds? Is this what we're doing here?
I mean, maybe they tried to book a double and there was none left. The thing is, one of these beds as well was already here, so one of those doesn't belong to them. So they still have 5 of their own, but that 6th one's a mystery. But they seem to be now I like this. So what they've just done here is they've set up a fob, but they've changed their mind, and they're clearly going to go, oh, I thought they were going to go and interrupt this other raid, but I think they're now going to top down now that they have an outside. They are.
Brilliant.
And there's no one here. Bot Marvin are nowhere near this either. Let me just get my poor body a little bit further away from the action.
Yeah, they've left Boom in that box. They can get their players back in if they need to. Otherwise, they're not going to open up this compound. So they have the best of both worlds. So that limitation in doing the top down that I kept talking about.
Who do we see in the distance? I saw someone from Bot Marvin there. And I think he knows. Yep, I think they know. So they will be back here quickly. But the thing is, these guys are real good. So they better get back here fast, or there's not going to be a lot of their base left. Look at this. Absolutely clinical. Going straight in through the roof peaks.
And this is the kind of raiding we're used to seeing in these events. Very fast and going. Val on top just eliminated Sab. Again, that puts them up. They've jumped up this ladder to from really coming from behind.
Look at all these open doors. Oh my. Well, I hope it's not in there for their sake. Not that it's going to matter at this rate, because are absolutely flying through here. Bot Marvin have now started respawning inside their base. They're on the bottom floor here. I feel like maybe did they not have any roof spawns? It might have been a better idea to spawn higher up and try and challenge this from the top down rather than meeting them in the middle. Someone in chat there's just asking how many points is TC. It is 40, I believe. 40.
Yes, 40 points for a TC. Raid defense, anywhere from 10 to 40 points. It depends on the amount of time you are in what's called raid block. And when it falls down, short time, you get a minimum 10 points. The longer the time, I think it maxes at 40.
Now Freya has just been deleted by someone. Let's pop up here and see where the rest of this fight's going. Exo gets that reply nice and quickly. That was Big Pappy T that pushed up there. This is not going well for Bot Marvin. Not Exo. There's more Zeds getting added every time I say that.
You're such a stinger. That's all I gotta say. Such a stinger. Again, you know, when we look at the points, we look at the scoreboard, ZZZ, I mean, they can bump up. They're really going to have to work hard with 19 minutes left. Even if they do get this TC, it's going to hurt Bot Marvin in this whole scenario overall, because they're still trying to and could potentially go to first if they were able to get out and raid themselves and get a TC.
They're making the right play, though, I think. They're moving through all these doors here, this advent calendar style, as Kaz calls it, which is quite likely to house a TC. Not in this one necessarily, but in one of these, oh god, one of these doors. And there are a lot of them.
We've seen this quite often, the advent calendar. It's a great idea in base invaders. It just gives many options. That TC can be behind any one of these dorms. It's a guessing game.
It is indeed a guessing game. However, Exo has decided he's not going to bother guessing and is just going to boom them all.
And that's what you need to do. The worst thing you can have in these events is a teammate holding all kinds of C4 in these bases with doors all around them and just trying to be too strategic. You know, you just got to throw them. Just use them, because if not, you could die and they're going to take them from you anyway.
There's some fighting going on down here, but I cannot locate it. So, and I really don't want to go through a wall right now. It's not a good idea. So we just need to find our exit. Here we are. Oh, I got a bit motion sick there, Kaylee. Lost.
If you did, how do you think we feel, Ian?
They still have solid control of this roof. Bot Marvin now putting up a much stronger defense than they were to begin with, though. Caster's Curse. That's all I'm going to say about that.
Is still here. Wait, I'm doing it longer now too. Oh my god. ZZZ still holding control, doing pretty good job overall. Even though they haven't gotten a TC yet, they're getting closer and closer by the minute.
We're gonna have to go. I really want to know what this is that's exploding outside of our draw distance. So I think we need to go and check it out now. The problem with returning from one camera to another camera is I have no idea which way I was facing. So we will just check the map. I think this is probably this bit over here. This is still happening. People are inside RNC's base, it looks like. Let me just confirm this. That is indeed RNC's base. All of RNC on the roof. Looks like they are dealing with this for the most part, but... Getter up and Builder here, going to town. Ends in Builder's favour. And I think it would have done anyway, because he had both teammates behind him.
That Builder proving that he's not just his name, you know. Great kills there on the outside on RNC. Joker, you know, you usually see Joker holding those corners, getting those angles. Did not come to that side, and they were able to actually get some really good push on going in.
This is going to be a rough fight for RNC, because free TC, I've just seen Kaileyca around here somewhere. Yep, there he is. On a little sneak. As well as his teammates who are currently providing cover from their roof to prevent people from pushing back when they die. It's gonna... Seems like they have a good position. But of course, now that I've called that, Kaileyca immediately dies. As we see, Celestia and Nikita here looks like... Oh, I thought they were actually pushing out, but I think they are rightly taking advantage of this fight and taking that time to get a little bit of rebuilding in.
I think they might be down in metal, if I'm not mistaken. Those twig going to wood walls look like
it's not a good sign, is
a
it?
hint that there might be a little lack of resources.
And we've got Roofer here, living up to his name also. That is a hell of a distance.
This dude might be well named.
What have we got here? Where is the distance that they are doing that from? There he is. Oh. Fell off in the process. Sorry for that quick zoom, folks. That wasn't on purpose, I swear. And FreeTC have made it over from their base now. Celestial taking down Get Rip. Nikita's on the roof. I didn't even see that. Or rather was on the roof. Get Rip replies from spawn. We do have Kaileyca and Celestial on this outer wall. And they are moving towards this here. RNC are all on the roof, so they should be able to deal with that. And they have. Although Celestial, the third man, still running. That was real nice from Get Rip. Especially that fall. Didn't look like they took much damage from the fall as well.
Yes, RNC, you know, a well-known team to this event. They are, you make a push on them, it's going to be hard. You're not going to get, so to say, a free TC from this team. And again, they made quick work of this defense, and they're going to get the point shortly.
Right. Free TC need to start looking up here when they come into this space. That's the second time someone has dropped from that peak right onto their head.
And just a reminder, we got 13 minutes left. We have Fish, you know, in the lead right now, but very close in points is Free TC. So they really have to do something quickly in the next 13 minutes. People run, if they were to get a TC, would bring them up. Santa, within reason, again, they really need to go faster than what we've seen. Where is this? Hello? Wow.
I don't know. I think it was supposed to be getting aimed here, Kaileyca. I don't know if he sneezed. I don't know what happened there.
I've heard of Hail Mary shots, but that was just a Hail Anywhere shot. That went to the heavens.
Yeah, it might have hit Mary.
Right? Maybe they were looking for you, Ian. Maybe they heard us and they were like, yeah, he's somewhere up there. I'm getting him. I don't blame you. I can actually give you his cords. $10 and you get his cords. But anyway, I put the link in the Discord again, for the Discord again. If you want to come play this, everybody watching today, go to the Discord, join it. The announcements on Monday. There's 2 different sets of events, an NA event and an EU event on Sundays. Anybody can play. Everybody's welcome, and it's so much fun. I can't even express how much fun it is.
I think he knows something.
Oh, that poor car. Did you see that? That really hurt that car. I did not know that would happen, to be honest. Yeah, they're going to... they made a place for Joker to come out.
Oh.
That was a bad decision.
Apparently so. Oh, dear. Now... I
love that play. I love that play. He literally blew the wall. I was like, let's get in here. And Joker's like, oh, I know where you're at. Let me just come out this door and show you what's up. So
RNC, their insurance premiums may have risen significantly, judging by that. But that was a very fortuitous play for them. Of all the walls that you could have blown. And who is this pushing in? This is Pivo again. And I can hear a helicopter. That's Santa. And that was Mario going for an ambitious play. But sadly, it didn't go according to plan. And now we've got boom happening over this way as well, which I think is Free TC's base. So we're just going to go over there and see what's happening. Builder caught on the roof here. Although, actually, what is this we've got? This is Pivo's base. Free TC are... They're here to boom, and they're not here to be here long. We'll work that one out again, and I'll do it again later. And, well, that's a TC.
And this is huge. This is huge for TC, for Free TC. This is going to put them in first. It's going to give them a 20-point advantage. Doesn't make the win yet. 9 minutes left, but it really gives something for Fish. They have to work harder now.
That was slick. They knew. Look at this. They knew. There's no way. Look at that. Ladder straight up. How many walls did they do? 2? Very well played. Excellent work. Such good timing on that as well, because people, most of them are nowhere to be seen. Alright, move on here. We'll head back up to the north, and the bad neighborhood seems like it's thinning out a little bit.
Definitely. There's been a lot of evictions in this event around here. Fish, again, are they in defense? I don't think so. Are they in raid block?
There's a lot of stuff going on over here. So let us just confirm what we're looking at. First of all, we have... That's Fish's base, which has Berezino in it and Sabaka running around the outside. And then over here, I think this is People Run getting pushed by Bedalagi. It is. Now, I'm a little bit stuck for choice, but there's a lot of stuff going on in this roof, so let's just check this first. That engagement hasn't really gone the way of anyone. People Run now, although we do have Ferenc here. Oh, catches whoever that person's name is with his pants down.
Pants down. Half these players don't wear pants, if you've noticed. It concerns me, but again, when you're getting dressed and you're looting quick, your gun and your helmet are usually the first two things your seasoned players will grab, and pants being the last.
Ooh, who's that? Steek on the outside trying to save his teammate, but not enough. Purple getting a double kill there. Maybe they should be wearing pants. Maybe that's part of the problem.
Maybe.
Purple is wearing pants. He's wearing his Twitch Rivals pants by the looks of it. He knows the score.
Nice.
Very purple.
Well, we wouldn't expect less than from Purple, would we?
They have got full control of this back now, it would seem. I don't hear a lot of booming going on. Bendalagi stopped for the time being. I can see Ferenc and his teammates, in fact, trying to make a play in, but oh, how did they get out there? Must have had a spawn. Shut that down right away. And it looks like the booming has stopped over towards Fish's area as well here. I can still see a big old gap in this side. I just saw 2 members of Berezino going in here.
So if these guys were in raid block, this is only going to give, because the timing, about 10 points. Not going to get them a win. Free TC still clearly, ahead. They really need to get a TC. Fish and People Run really need to rush a TC at this point.
This is the boat, Kailey. This is definitely the boat. Look at it.
I feel like it's the boat. I'm not sure.
It's got the middle from the boat. I remember this very well. I remember some poor team spending an hour in here booming all of these doors. And look how many of these are armored as well. Although they are attached to soft-sided walls. But,
halfway there. We're halfway there.
We got half the point.
We can't expect too much.
Exactly.
Right.
Progress is slow and painful.
We have somebody in chat asking about what group size it for next week. So you join the Discord that I keep linking in the Twitch chat. On Wednesdays is the announcements. In the announcement chat, it tells you the team size. It has the link to where to sign up. And again, anybody can play this.
Hopefully not bloody 3s.
3s is a lot of work. Our cameraman is doing work, and
I'm
it's
so
a
tired.
lot.
Yeah.
He's exhausted trying to catch, and we've done a great job. We've gotten what 3 TCs I think in this event. So sometimes we don't get any, and especially if your name's Liam, it's just the chances become less and less. So Ian doing a great job today. We have Jamie who's in here on staff. We have a lot of staff. It takes a team to run this. So there's a lot of people that we don't even name that really put a lot of work into this.
That is correct. There's a whole horde of admins running along this map, trying to make sure these people behave. Who is this rocketing in from the side here? Ooga Booga have arrived. Mowu and Oak on the hill line. Their teammate has just expired. And this is turning into a bit of a clusterfuck, I think would be the most appropriate description.
Very much so.
I can see them getting a cheeky TC on this especially by the way that they have just gone straight out to shut that down. I feel like they might be booming the right side.
I want them so bad to grab an HV and like shoot an HV and just be like, fire the cannons. I don't know why. I keep looking at it. Oh.
Still some action happening over to our right here as well. People running in Bedlagi and Kaileyca still going at it. And this is
free TC, if I'm correct, they just got more defense points. So Bot Martin was just eliminated by ZZZ.
Oh, now that was the play that we saw the beginnings of. So that was very, very well done by them. They were so prepared for that. This just got real quiet.
Free TC has gotten more defense points. They're pretty much pulling away at this point.
Yeah.
Fish would have to get a TC.
A TC would do it, but only just.
Yes. Yes.
And you can still see free TC's points ticking up, which is probably PvP while they're defending. So it's going to be a hard task. However, that is a lot of boom. I feel like we should move around the map and see what's going on here. This is Berezino, who we were just having a look at a moment ago. We'll check into D7. We got Kaileyca and QQQQ, who are just sitting about having a chat by the looks of it. I don't see a lot of action happening down there. And down in the south, we see RNC and Santa and Free TC. I think RNC... Right, who's in whose base here? This is RNC's, isn't it? Free TC are inside RNC's base, Kaylee.
They
and
are
a 40-point lead.
Stopping. Yes, they like right to the end, and that's what we'd love to see. You never think it's done. Like we did the math just a minute ago. Fish, if they were to grab a TC right now with 2 minutes left, they would tie them. It would be PvP points only. So again, them chasing this TC, best move they can do. Don't give up until the end. That turret's not giving up on Nikita either.
I was about to say, that's an excellently placed turret pod. It had lots of really good range. Nikita has dealt with it, though. It's about to, be no more. And this would be a hell of a play, getting a TC right at the end when you're already winning. That's a real manly play. Ugh. Ugh, a manly play? That's what I went with. Never mind.
Yes. So, and don't forget, in an hour and a half, we do this all over again. You're going to have a new casting team, new teams you're going to see on the map. Come back in an hour and a half, even after this event, and we're going to do another one of these Base Invaders. Peepoo Run was just eliminated. Wow, our number 3 team went down to the number 4 team.
I don't think they're going to get this completed within the time. But they're not. They're going to try. They are taking out everything here. I think it's extremely unlikely it's in this room here, but yep.
You have to check. That's Base Invaders. Any one of these doors, any options. So,
that's exactly it. Poor RNC are being denied mobility over the entirety of this year. I'm not sure why they're trying to get upstairs anyway. Also, there's still 2 beds here, so you could spawn on them, guys.
So free TC, what a day. RNC, coming out of the attack phase, they were well ahead of the rest of the pack, and now we have free TC where it looks like they're going to run away with this unless something crazy happens at 15 seconds.
Certainly doesn't look like it, and there's still a point. Oh, there's an open door here. They might still get this at the speed this is going. We will just spot ourselves here. In fact, I'm going to look at the floor. And that is us for EU 3v3s for this week. Very, very close finish there. Nicely played by Free TC. Very nicely done. We'll get a little stats up here, and we'll also get a find out if we are going to get to speak to the winning team or not. We'll catch you up on that in just a moment.
Look at that. Ian, 7 raid defenses from that number 1 team. That is huge. 2 completed raids. Again, the PvP points on 3s, you're going to see it a little bit lower, but 60 kills an event, very, very good.
And it does seem like we have the opportunity to speak to Free TC if we can do that. So I am going to go and attempt to move us down there just now. It's probably not going to work, and I'm probably going to have to wait for someone more important than me to do that. But while we're waiting on that to occur, I'm just having a look at the rest of these points here. Like you were saying, 7 defenses as well. And that is interesting because it seemed like they spent a lot of their time on the offensive. So it's interesting that that's how those points makeup have gone. Obviously, we saw them defending towards the end. I apologize here, but let's just see. I'm just going to see if I can get myself in there, Kelly.
Nice. Maybe we can click to the second team and we can look at Fish's stats while we
Yes, let's do that.
we do that. So we got Fish again, for the whole raid phase. They came on strong. 2 completed raids, 4 defenses. Kills a little bit lower with 46 than you've seen in the last team. But again, a great showing by this Fish team, which we're not 100% sure who they regularly are, but you did good.
I believe someone said that was Gallon and Co.
Yes, I heard Gallon and I heard Lynch.
Yes, I believe so.
Yeah, so it's a mixture of some teams we usually see.
Some super strong PvP players, regardless, and we saw that from some of their engagements. They were holding their own for a significant portion of that. Moving on to our number 3 spot here, we've got Bedalagi.
So we have 3 raids completed, 1 raid defense. PvP kills just a little bit down from that top team. We go from 60 down to 38. Still a great showing. We've seen them really try to make pushes and.
Oh. Hello, folks.
Hello.
Kaylee will be joining us in just a moment. I think she got... there was a transport accident there. I don't know where she's ended up. Congratulations very much on the victory. How do you feel?
Thank you. I feel lucky that we lost a few very easy raids, and I don't know how we won this, but kind of lucky, I guess.
It did seem like there was a lot of times where you didn't get the opportunity to do a lot of raiding by yourselves. It was very busy areas that you ended up in a lot of the time. Yeah,
the very first raid where the free base, the TC was open and we were standing just beside it, and just I don't know, we died like dogs. And the second raid, just so many people countering, we couldn't fully concentrate. We were getting constantly raided while we were on the raid ourselves. So yeah, no free time to do something. On your third successful TC, did you have an idea of where that might be ahead of time? Because it seemed like that was fairly surgical. So was that something that you picked up during the fight, or is that just the luck of the draw that you went in the direction where the rest of the teams were already on the other side of the base? We have raided a base like this once, and we just ran over it. We understand that the TC will be from water side, because there's a hill, and it's very easy, very hard to rate this side. And like first, second floor, that's TC won't be there, and we just randoed. We blew
Right.
to the third and fourth floor, and side was just lucky.
So an educated guess backed up by a little bit of luck,
Yeah.
you might say.
Yeah,
Kailey has joined us, I
that's what
think.
I was saying about luck.
Yes, I had some technical difficulties. Congratulations to you guys. You had a great show today. It's really in that first phase, you know, you guys did okay, and then you really came strong in that raid phase.
I wouldn't say so.
No?
Attack phase was just horrible. We gave free TC to people when we like was our mistake. So and the raid phase was we were trying to make a raid someone, and just people always raiding us and countering. So I don't know. Like I said, it's just lucky that we won, I guess.
No, you guys worked hard. It was great watching, and congratulations.
Thanks.
Yeah, absolutely. Congratulations again. We can probably head back up to finish off here. Are you going to be in NA as well?
Yeah.
Okay, well, we'll see you again, and good luck with the next battle.
Yeah, thank
Best
you.
of luck, guys.
See ya.
Right, we have returned. Sorry about that, folks. It took a little bit of jiggling to get us in the right room to speak to everybody there. I don't know where Kailey went.
I got lost in the mingle. It kept throwing me out, but that's fine. I get it. Ian had some controls somewhere, some secret controls. I get it. I get it.
That's it.
But yeah, no, this has been a really fun day. And so like in an hour, a little less than an hour and a half, you guys are going to do this again with the NA crew. We have some great casters we have Kaz coming back and casting for the first time in such a long time.
Oh, that's true. We have the return of the chosen one, the first son. Kaz will be back with us again. Very excited about that.
Yes, our grand leader. So we're so excited to hear his voice again because we've missed it dearly. You know, I think he's actually doing some camera work, so you might not get so many TCs, but you know what? You're going to hear that sexy voice of his. I've had a pleasure with Ian today. Thank you so much, Ian, for having me.
Thank you, Kailey, and thank you to everybody who has popped in to visit us on the Twitch chat as well. We, like I said, will be back again for NA. Kailey and I will probably be back again at some point next week. Please take care of yourselves and have a lovely rest of your day. Okay.